49-year-old icon, rap legend Keith Murray from New York, which is known for being a member of the hip-hop group Def Squad, which includes fellow rappers Redman and Erick Sermon. In 1994, Keith Murray released his debut single, The Most Beautiful Thing in the World, which we all know, for Jive Records, which was quickly followed up by his debut album of the same name. And it was released as a critical and commercial success. His delivery has been described as complex and multi-syllabalistic. But a video was taken of him, which has just surfaced. And this video was taken by a woman who recognized Keith Murray, and he wasn't himself. He seemed to be a little spaced out, if I should say, or under some sort of influence. And she filmed him. And as she's filming him, she's offering to give him $20 if he would rap for her. But you can see he's kind of a little out of his mind with it, right? And the woman kept asking, "Aren't you Keith Murray?" Because she's trying to get this information. "I need to know, you're Keith Murray. You're Keith Murray, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Keith Murray. But I don't want you to film me." Because, like I say, wow. He was really lit. But she continued to film, which sometimes this filming people becomes a little bit too much, because now it becomes where you're willing to embarrass people by all costs just to get some views. It's not cool. And so if this happened in 2016, she been sitting on it for what, 7, 8 years? Just sitting, waiting. And now that he's, trying to get his life together and tell his story, because he was a young man coming up into this fortune and fame, and it can do things to you. We've seen it a million times. But she held on to it right for the right moment, which is now. And she loaded up on TikTok and also is via Twitter. But she caught some backlash because you have people saying, "That's Keith Murray." And they're more pissed off at this woman for recording him, And he is exactly one of the greatest MCs of the 90s. And he's still a person. That's definitely what we have to understand. He's still a person at the end of the day. And as people, we go through things. We go through the ups and downs. And she caught him at his vulnerable down moment. And she chose to film it and then expose it now, because we're in that social media age, people, where people want to expose all your dirty deeds. I'm not going to say they want to expose your good deeds, because they don't want to expose your good deeds as much as your dirty deeds. People want to expose you, as they say in the Bible, show your nakedness, show you at your lowest point. And to me, that's what this woman did. She showed him at his lowest point, and he was at his lowest point, and that's factual. We can't hide from that and say, no, he wasn't at his lowest point. He was at his lowest point. But, it's a blessing. Now the brother's trying to get his life together. And as he's trying to get his life together, you notice now this video comes out. But you have to think about it. That's devil craftiness. When you're trying to get yourself together, all of the old demons have to come up to see, are you really, really trying to get yourself together? So for his fans and for him too, don't take it personal. Just know that all of your old demons are always going to sit back and watch you. And they're going to wait so that when you do appear to get yourself back on the righteous track, then the demons want to show up and say, no, this is who he really is. You're this. It's just a test. And you have to fight through the test, and you pass the test, and you come out on the other side of the mountain shining like new money with a better understanding of life. Because once again, I'm going to reiterate, he was young when he got on this fortune and fame. And it happens to a lot of people in the music world, in the acting world, you know, Hollywood, child stars, and look at them now, and different things like that. But when they're young like that, and they come across all this money and negative influenceable people around them, and different drugs and things that they can afford, all of it. And what happens? They end up on it. So I'll just say that for that brother. And it would be foul of anybody to try to talk about him or make jokes and fun about it, because it's not nothing funny about it. It's not a funny thing. And we see him now. He's going on his little tours, talking to people, letting them know some of the things he went through. And then this shows up. But it's to show him you got to either fight or flight. You just keep fighting, young man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that dishearten you. Don't let that make you feel a kind of way. Just say, hey, that was when I was in my vulnerable moment. But now look at me. I'm getting myself together. And that's what you do. You know, this life ain't that easy. If it was, we'd all breeze through it. And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
Star Child, I never